I'm Nomé Naku and my debut album just came out today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the album and how I created it, when I created it. First things first, I want to address the cover art. This is the cover art of the album, and there was some behind the scenes thinking that went into it that's kind of cool. That I don't know if you've noticed, this was the cover for Nomé. I mean, it's my shoulders and my head under red light, but I think it looks very artistic. It's cool looking. And then this is the cover art for Naku, the second EP I dropped this past fall. The wings are actually my my wing tattoo. I traced it and then I just like layered a bunch of them together, hugging this fire, which I think is pretty cool. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because the actual album art, I've been planning this for so long. Like, I just combined the two EPs together to create the album. I just thought that was artistically cool because Nomé is like Act 1, Naku is like Act 2. I started writing the album years ago, actually. Let me see. The oldest song on the album is To Love So Gently, for sure. The other ones were written, well, no, Sing Me to Sleep is really old too. What does that say about my writing? Because those are the oldest ones and the most popular. Suspicious. I was feeling lots of things during that era. I think I wrote them at similar times. Very emotional. Really, the album has been 4 years in the making. I've been releasing it for 2 years. But I started releasing it with Feel Human, which is one of my favorites off of the album. And I actually modeled the song off of another song that I love, which is called Time by Arca. Sounds nothing like that song, but like that's where my initial idea came from. I was very inspired by that song. I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I'm closing the album with my new song Back Like Autumn, which funny enough I wrote at the same time as Feel Human. So I've always loved albums. I listen to albums more than I listen to playlists. But since I'm an independent artist that nobody knew at the time, I was like, it's kind of pointless to release an album because you can only choose one song to focus on with the streaming platforms, and then the rest of the songs go completely unnoticed. So the solution was that I was going to trick everyone into listening to my entire album. I was just going to release it very slowly. So I started releasing with Feel Human, and then Sing Me to Sleep came after that. Sing Me to Sleep did way better than I thought it was. I didn't want to release it. I thought it was a bad song. Solace being Every Time I Cry, Into the Dark, and my intro Nomé to start the albums. And then after that, I started releasing Naku over almost a year. I released Racing the Sun, then To Love So Gently, then I think it was Giver. And then I had a big break where I was trying to get Climb together. I have links on the song. You should check out her music. Awesome. Climb was driving me crazy because the mix was killing me. That song was so frustrating. I had to get outside mix help because I just couldn't get the mix together. So that song killed me, and it took me a long time to get that one ready. And then there was another big gap because the mix for Dunes was killing me. These more recent songs, the mixes have just been driving me absolutely insane. Then I released Dunes and Naku. I'm having deja vu. My album released on a full moon during a lunar eclipse. What does that mean? I didn't plan that. This album really is like the first step into the world I'm creating. This is like the soundtrack to the world. These songs are written from a bunch of different parts of the map in my head. But yeah, I hope you guys really like it. I would love to know your favorite song off the album. And thank you for joining me on this musical journey.